Barber is part of your family, you know what I mean? It's even if you go back in time, you can't change things. Certain things are bound to happen.
Yep.
Those Tobey Maguire versions of it, man, it's almost like that was the Mr. Rogers Spider-Man. Won't you be my neighbor?
That's fun. That's a hot take. That's funny. That is a hot take. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the You Can Tell Your Barber podcast. Today we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tony Mitchell in the house. Come on.
What's going on, you guys? Hey, I just want you to know today's podcast is sponsored by Peach Red Bull.
I wish.
Red Bull, if you are out there listening, I drink one of these every time I come in here. And we are also sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. I want one, okay?
Oh, man.
Hey, man, that's how you get sponsorships for real, bro.
No, facts. No, that's real. No, that's real. Tony Mitchell is one of, if not the most faithful one of my clients. I've been cutting him for about 5 years.
Almost 5 years, man.
5 years. But, you know, I have other clients I've been cutting for just as long, if not longer. But Tony Mitchell comes every Saturday, 1 o'clock, never misses a beat. Never misses a beat.
Nah, I gotta be here, man. I can't have my hair looking crazy. I think the kids at school, like, you're bald head. I was like, do you know that if I really wanted to grow hair, I could? I used to have a Michael Jackson back in the 70s and 60s. I used to have one of those afros, so I can grow hair. My hair grows, but nah, man, I gotta get cut every week, man. I gotta have my stuff crispy because I can't be looking crazy, man. It's like you never know who you're gonna meet, who's gonna come to your job, what you're gonna have to go do, and so I gotta be ready, man. You gotta stay ready so you ain't gotta worry about getting ready. Yeah.
That's real. Tony has spent a lot of time working for the school districts, and he was in the Army for 11 years, serving our great country.
Yes, sir.
Living the life. And then how long have you lived in Texas now?
I've been here going on 5 years, because when I first got here, I mean, my thing is, if you are a person like me, like your barber is part of your family. And so it's like the first thing I did when I got here was I was trying to find trying to find a barbershop. And so one of the guys was telling me, he's like, yeah, you go to the barber college and they'll go ahead and hook you up. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, he said, yeah, and the cuts are only going to be so much. And I'm like, he said, you don't have to worry about getting messed up. I was like, because I was kind of worried about that. He said, because there's always a master barber that's there to work with folks. And so I've been going to this barber school, barber college thing for probably about a month or so when I got here. And then afterwards, I came in one Saturday and nobody was in there. And there was a lady in there she's pretty much, how can I put this? She was fixing up the place and stuff, getting things ready, getting more booths and stuff ready. And so she had told me I can go across the parking lot to where the actual barbershop is. Now, mind you, I had no idea that there was a barber shop connected with this barber school. You know, I just thought that they were like separate entities and whatnot. And so I went there and it was like, introduced me to Matthias, and he did my hair, and I told him what I wanted and he listened, which that's one thing. You new barbers that are out here now, you got to listen to what your people are asking you. That's why a lot of you don't have people sitting in your chair. You're always waiting on the next walk-in. Just saying. But anywho, Matthias listened to exactly what I was saying. He listened to exactly what I was saying, did my hair exactly the way I needed it to be done. And, you know, people complain about the cost of going to the barbershop, but the barber is part of your family. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of stuff that I could just talk about to Matthias that, you know, I don't have a whole lot of friends and stuff here, but I do have people that I talk to, you know, back home, back in Milwaukee, back in, which is where I'm from, back in Louisville, Kentucky, which is where I lived there for about 12 years. And you know, barber is part of your family, man. So it's like when I come here, I mean, Matias, he makes me feel like family, man. And so it's like he's like a little brother. And so if I got anything going on, I just really just kind of I can talk to him. And this is a safe space. You know, what goes on in the barbershop
stays in the barbershop.
That's what I'm saying. So like I said, you guys got to be mindful of that stuff. So yeah.
Oh, that is real. I saw a thing which is, I like reposted it. There's always somebody that like makes a new AI meme, but it was like, new study finds that men open up more to their barbers than their therapists.
They do, because first of all, you know, you ain't got to worry about somebody judging you. And second of all, you know that it's going to stay right there. You don't have to worry about that person going home telling their significant other, be like, you know what happened, honey, at work today? Like, no, honey, what happened at work? I had Tony, and, you know, he's talking about the same old crap over and over again. I was like, ugh. You know, so I asked him if he had any suicidal ideologies and stuff. And, you know, he was like, you know, I didn't want to unalive myself this time, but I thought about it. Yeah, I thought about it. You think about this stuff all the time. The idea of not existing. But anywho, I digress. Yeah, man, you do indulge more stuff to your barber because it's just that trust, man. It's like nobody understands. Like, this is like women go get their nails and stuff done and get their feet done in order to be pampered. I mean, this is where I come to be pampered, and don't let me talk about that hot towel. The hot towel, man, you put that thing, no matter how hot it is, it's never hot enough. Put that thing on and you could just really go to sleep.
Oh yeah.
I know there's been many times that I pretty much have gone to sleep in a barber chair, but no, that's what your barber is. Your barber is somebody that you can confide in, you know?
Oh yeah. What do you think? Do you think it was growing up in the culture or environment that you were raised in that makes you feel like you have to come get your haircut every week? Because that's not, or is that a personal choice? Because that's not how everybody is. Because I have a lot of clients I have some clients that come and get their haircut like once a quarter, like every like 2-3 months. Obviously, I'd say the average is about 2 to 3 weeks. But what do you think, obviously, aside from you just wanting to stay fresh, and is in your mind where you have to come get your haircut every week?
Well, I'm just speaking as a black man, okay? As a black man, you know, my stuff starts curling up on my head. And, yeah, I don't want little BBs and BDBs and stuff rolling up on my head and stuff. So I have to have my hair done. And maybe it's being a Gen Xer or whatever, but it's like you want to be crispy. And again, you know, when I come or leave from here, you know, just having that fresh hairline, that chiseled beard and stuff, or just making sure that everything is what it needs to be, man. I want to make sure that I'm ready for the week, you know, because Coach Prime said what? When you look good, you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
When you feel good, you play good. And when you play good, they pay good. I'm just saying. So I'm just going out there, just throwing it out there. There's no Beijing that I'm using. Up in here, okay. Up in here, okay. No Beijing. This is
all natural.
This is all me.
All natural. The one thing like I will never understand is like I'll have like I was cutting somebody, and they were like, oh, dude, my favorite time is like a week after you cut my hair. It's like perfect. I'm like,
a week after?
Yeah, they're like, I just like the cut to marinate a little bit.
No,
like, I don't get that.
I get my hair cut every week, man. So it's like, no, after I leave here, the only thing that I will do is, you know, so I don't have like sharp gray hairs on my pillow or anything. I just make sure that I wash my hair good. And, you know, the products that you have told me about, you know, that I actually still use to this very day.
The beard butters.
Yeah, the beard butter, the hair ingredients. My daughter gave me
a
little mixture and stuff that I use in order to keep from getting bald spots and stuff in the head and having my hair go back, because she's also a cosmetologist as well. Shout out to Tiana Alexandra. You go check that girl out, okay? But I just want to make sure that I'm looking the part.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, when you look good, you feel good. So I just want to make sure I'm looking good, because it's like, that is what it is. And going back to your original question, when you were talking about, is it something that you just do? It depends on who you are, man. Because like I said, for me, I don't get pampered. You know what I'm saying? As a guy, man, you're expected to, ain't nobody talking about going to go get no massages or get your feet rubbed and all of that stuff unless it's from your lady or something. But other than that, it's like, this is my opportunity to take care of me.
Yeah.
And so I have people that I know, like my cousin, he'll ask, he said, you go every week? He said, isn't that expensive? I was like, dude, you pay $5 or $6 for a macchiato, capoprapa, lepa, frappuccino. You know what I'm saying? You pay $6 for that crap, but it's like, you pay for what you want.
Yeah.
And if it's an important thing, you go ahead and put your money toward that stuff. And so for me, I don't even worry about it. It's like, that is part of the budget. So, birthdays and stuff like that. How many times have I looked out for you for your birthday? Or how many times have I just gave you something and you're like, oh man, you didn't have to, man. It's
all
like,
the time.
Because your barber is part of your family, man. And it's like, don't have to be Christmas for you to go here and look out for people, man. You look out for your barber because your barber is part of that family. So again, this is my brother from another mother right here. You know what I'm saying? Matthias the So Cold.
The So Cold.
You're like, ooh, it's cold in here, man.
Oh yeah. But I feel like in that instance, it's also like a two-way street, in the sense of, I see a lot of like you are an anomaly in the sense of, you always take care of me, which is not often in the barbering world, where a client is so, really more than a client, a friend, a brother, is so adamant about taking care of their barber or their whoever that may be.
But that might be from where we come from, man, because certain people, certain parts of the country or whatever, like I said, just for me, in my experience, at least in the quote unquote black barbershop, you know what I'm saying? It's like the barbershop is where a lot of stuff happened, back in the day, the barbershop and the church. You know what I'm saying? Before they had all these organizations and stuff going on, it's like, if you were short on food or something, it's like the barbershop looked out for you, and as well as the church. If you needed something, like, how many times have I asked you, dude, where do you get, I need some furniture. Where do you recommend that I go?
Yeah.
And you've told me, hey, I'm looking for a place to take my girl to. Where do you recommend? Hey man, I'm looking for a movie or TV show to watch. What do you recommend? And I mean, at least what I can say is, with everything that you told me about, like, okay, Lincoln Lawyer. Oh, you told me about Lincoln Lawyer. Now, I was a little skeptical at first, but because just looking at the previews, but after
the trailer does not do it justice.
But the first episode, man,
hooked.
I was in there. It's like, I watched that thing relentlessly, and it's like, this whole summer, man, being an educator, it's like, all I've done is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I've just been binge watching stuff, and so everything that you've told me about, I've watched, and I just got finished with the one that you told me about, the assassination of JFK.
I was just about to ask you if you watched the night.
It was 11/22/63 or something like that. Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Man, you know what?
It's an interesting concept, but it's very cool.
I was wondering what happened to the dude in the beginning. I was like, wait a minute, this guy was serving him coffee in the beginning. It's like, what, a couple minutes later, he come out looking like he had cancer or something, you know?
Yes, and that's what happened. Spoiler alert, because we're about to talk about it. So, it's an old show, though, so it don't matter. But, yeah, crazy concept. What were your... It's just so crazy. He could go back, but only
He could go back to that same day.
Yes, that same day he couldn't pick, and if he came back and then he went again, everything reset.
Yeah, all I can say is with that movie, it just kind of lets you think. Like in the beginning, I never thought about like those chicks that were, he walks out and the guy was like, "You shouldn't be here." Yeah, and I was like, okay, who is this guy? Because I know he's going to be a person of interest.
Yeah.
Then you got the milkman breaking all the milk bottles. And then you got this car of women driving by in this Cadillac and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, man. It kind of makes you think about that Endgame when Captain America went back in time to take back all of those time stones. And then he had the opportunity to live his life out with Peggy. Mm-hmm. And or Agent Carter, as we know her as in the Marvel MCU, and he had a chance to live his life out, and all of this stuff takes place within probably 3 years their time, but it was like 2 minutes within the people's time that were back at the diner and stuff, So I don't know, man. I really liked it, and the more that
it's different.
I really enjoyed that. It was a different type of show, but the stuff that he was doing, and then sometimes you don't realize that even if you go back in time, you can't change things. Certain things are bound to happen. Yep. Fate as fate would have it. So, he went back and he just noticed that there was certain stuff that just kept happening.
No, absolutely. And speaking of Marvelverse, have you seen the new Spider-Man yet?
I'm getting ready to go check that out today.
I saw it 2 days ago. I'm not going to spoil nothing. It was pretty dang good, though.
I got a lot of mixed reviews, man. A lot of people.
What are they saying? What have you been hearing?
A lot of people are saying like it's one of those Marvel movies that it sets you up for the next big thing, or like.
I will say that, but I feel like you could say that almost about almost any Marvel movie.
Yeah, but when you look at the end game and
well, yeah, but this is like a specific superhero movie. This isn't an Avengers or
but you got a lot of characters and stuff that are in there and stuff, and it's like and then when you start looking at the TV Marvel TV shows versus the actual movies and stuff, I think going into it, I want to go into it looking at it like this. You know what? There's an evolution that takes place, and also there is a evolution of the protagonist in this main thing. You got this main character that shows some type of growth and development. He's no longer, from my understanding, he's no longer a kid. He is growing up, and also his powers are starting to evolve, is what I'm hearing. So
yeah, that's true.
So I want to kind of take that and just look at it from that lens, just kind of seeing if I will enjoy it better, because it's like certain people, if they tell me I need to check it out, then I'll check it out. Like my brother Brian and my little brother Al and yourself, it's like if you guys tell me to check out something, then I'm gonna check it out. But it's like my Uncle Mike, I love you if you're watching this somewhere. Man, you've told me about some things and I'm like, garbage, especially them Prime movies and stuff. I'm like, they just don't hit on things like those Netflix movies do. Just saying.
So what would you say your take on the three different Spider-Mans are? The Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. What would you say? Who do you think is the best? Who do you think? What is your take on all of that? As probably the biggest Marvel guy I know.
I think that when you start looking at who owns the rights to Marvel, you start looking at some of those movies like, okay, Sony still owns the rights to, Spider-Man. So you have a different type of movie. But I think that once Spider-Man moved over into the MCU, I think that it changed. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. The better Spider-Man movies out of the three were, I think, the ones in the middle with the tall guy.
With Andrew Garfield.
I think
You think those are the best Spider-Man movies?
I think
with like the Lizard Man and all that.
I think those were more realistic to what I was used to as a kid watching the cartoons.
Okay.
You know, because you have Sandman, you have Scorpion, you have the Rhino, you have all of these other different people and stuff, like some of these characters now, or you have Electro, or who's the one, Magneto. You have all of those different people and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, you kind of make Spider-Man look soft, and it's like, okay, I know he's supposed to be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but I don't know. It's like, I'm looking at those Tobey Maguire versions of it, man. It's almost like that was the Mr. Rogers Spider-Man. Won't you be my neighbor?
That's fun. That's a hot take. That's funny. That is a hot take.
I'm like, man, nobody want to watch that bullshiggity. I'm just saying.
Nah, I mean, I think my take on it is I think Tobey Maguire had the best movies. I think they're just the most nostalgic. They're the first Spider-Mans. And my favorite part about it is like he actually got bit by a spider and shoots the webs out of himself. He ain't got no web shooters, like that. But then on the contrary, I think they all have their bests, right? So I would say Tobey Maguire has the best Spider-Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, Spider-Man movies. And then I would say Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man spider. Like when he's fighting, he actually fights like a spider would. Like in that one fight where he's fighting the lizard dude and he's like crawling all around his skin when he's laying in the bottom of the sewers with all the webs and he's using the vibrations. Like that is how like a spider actually hunts.
Right.
For its prey. So I think that. But then I think when it comes to having the young like mentality and the wittiness and everything like that aspect of it, that would be Tom Holland.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Okay.
So I think they all have their best qualities. Like it depends on the mood I'm in if I want for what Spider-Man I'm wanting to watch.
Then also it just lets you know the evolution of just the filmmaking and what they've been able to do. Because it's almost like, okay, so the Hulk is in the movie. Okay, well think about those first two Hulk movies. It was like, how realistic was that to you?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like those movies to me, even though the storyline was okay, the technology had not caught up with things yet. So, looking at him being a part of a group versus a solo movie, I think Spider-Man has been the only one that's been able to kind of pull it off. I mean, think about it, man. It's like Spider-Man to me would be equivalent to DC's version of Batman.
Yeah, different people play them.
Those are the only two franchises where, or characters where I don't care. You could make the movie over again like 50 times, and it's like I'm gonna watch a Batman, I'm gonna watch a Spider-Man movie, But some of these other characters, can they actually stand alone?
Right. Have you seen the trailer and stuff for the Doomsday movie?
I have.
It's coming out in December. How do you feel that Robert Downey Jr. is playing? Like in the Marvel world, but not as Iron Man.
I think that Tony Downey Jr. is probably so good as an actor that he can definitely pull it off. He could pull you in there and just make you believe he is who you say he is. You know what I mean? So it's like I believe that he'll pull it off. I got a feeling.
So?
I really believe that he's going to be able to pull it off because.
I mean, I see that, and maybe it's my simple mind, but I already have like a tough time sometimes of trying to find the difference between actors, for example. So like in the sense of whenever I was watching, have you seen the Uncharted movies with Tom Holland in it?
Yes.
It's about like the video game.
Yes.
I'm like watching it, but in my head, like, he's Spider-Man.
Well, what about Ryan Reynolds, man? Like looking at him as the old Green Lantern, and now he's Daredevil. I mean, not Daredevil, but he's Deadpool.
But I never really watched. I've seen the Green Lantern movies, but I felt like the Green Lantern movies didn't have such like a super hard following enough where like he could be Deadpool. You know what I mean?
But he was in those Blade movies, man, and it's like I could definitely see him. He's always that witty, funny character.
Exactly, but it's like in the sense of I couldn't imagine watching a movie with Ryan Reynolds or Adam Sandler or something where they're playing a serious role.
What about Chris Pratt? You see him? He's in Jurassic movies and stuff, playing with dinosaurs and stuff. And next thing you know, he's like, "Let's have a dance off." Like, come on, let's go. Yeah. And it's like, he's pretty much himself.
Yeah. No, he is. No, that is very true. But I don't know. I feel like that's just gonna be. I feel like that's just gonna be very weird to see come December with that movie. I think it'll be very interesting. I think they'll do a good job, hopefully, I'm sure. I'm just very interested to see how it's gonna go down.
I got a feeling that if they wanted him to play that role, I think he'd probably be a better villain.
Yeah. You definitely couldn't have him play like a different hero.
I think that he'd play but then also look at the other guy. Look, what's his name? Chris Evans? The guy that plays Captain America, you know, he played Fantastic Four. What is it? Johnny Blaze?
The guy who's
the fire guy.
Fire, yeah.
Yeah. You know, he played him, and I was like, I don't see him. I'm looking at that movie and looking at some of those old movies and stuff, and I'm like, he didn't do a good job in some of those movies and stuff.
Like
I think he did better.
Captain America.
Yeah, I think he did better in a different role. So I'm going to be open-minded.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be open-minded. Hopefully, I just want to see a good movie. That's what I do want to see.
If you could have any superhero's powers, not whose powers would you want to have?
Wakanda forever!
The Black Panther.
I'm Bombay! I'm Bombay! Oh. Yeah, that's who I would want to have T'Challa. Be like, now, we will have you drink.
Oh, that's so funny. Black Panther. That'd be cool. That'd be cool for sure.
I would want his strength, man. I would definitely want his strength.
The strength and stuff and just like agility.
Oh, yeah.
And just like all that is pretty cool.
But if I could combine characters, man, I would say my two favorite actually are Iron Man and Black Panther.
But would you say Iron Man really doesn't have superpowers? You'd just be getting a suit?
I mean, you would be getting a suit, but I'm also looking at the fact that
his mind.
His mind. I mean, look at Shuri.
Yeah.
You know, she has a mind too. That if you look at some of the, I would say the Marvel encyclopedias and look at the different people in the universe where we talk about smart folks. I mean, you got Tony Stark, you got Zuri, you got Peter Parker, who was like people forget that he was a scientist.
Yeah, he was very like nerd, like.
And Dr. Banner, you know, Bruce Banner, you know, the Hulk. So it's like these are smart people, and bringing their minds together and stuff, having a meeting of the minds and stuff. I think people kind of look at those characters, but they don't look at the actual people. These folks are smart, so I would say I would definitely want to have the smarts of some of those individuals.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
And then DC wise, I'm just looking at Batman. That's like hands down.
I was just about to ask you, what's your take on who would you say owns the DC universe? Batman or Superman?
Batman by far.
Yeah. And then who would you say owns the Marvel universe?
It was Iron Man to me.
I would agree. I'm a big Spider-Man guy, but if we're talking specifically about like who owns the universe,
Well, at least the I would say the MCU.
Yeah.
As far as the MCU, I would say it would definitely be Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. All of those were great movies, standalone.
Yeah, I honestly, and maybe it's just because I'm not a super huge like movie buff and know all the actors and know all this and seen all the shows and stuff, but I personally like superhero movies that are just the one-offs, like the Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, all the Spider-Mans, the like Singular Hulk, the X-Men movies, the stuff like that where it's solo versus all the like Endgame and Infinity War and like all this stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, they're great movies and they've done the best in the box office, but the multiverse stuff is cool and stuff, but I just prefer just the standalone.
But I'm gonna tell you this, as far as TV series are concerned. So let's flip to TV series. So I don't know if you remember when Netflix had the you got Daredevil, you got Luke Cage, you got Jessica, you know the female that's part of that, and then you have Iron Fist, and then they come together and they become the Defenders and stuff. Like, I would say for me, TV series wise, I like Daredevil. Mm-hmm. Daredevil has been that show, man. It's like I could watch that all the time.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Daredevil?
I haven't seen like any of the Marvel TV shows that they've come out with. Dude. Like the Loki show. I know that was a big one that everyone was. I haven't seen.
Now all of them are not created equal. I'm gonna tell you.
I have heard that. I know.
She-Hulk.
I know a lot of people like
She-Hulk was some bullshiggity. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And a lot of people like the WandaVision.
I couldn't get into WandaVision because I guess I didn't understand enough of what she had done. I was like, what is this? You know, it's like Leave It to Beaver and, you know, all these old TV shows and stuff. I'm like, nah, I couldn't get into it because I guess I didn't understand it. But after the fact, I guess I got into it. She was creating her own little world. Dude, you gotta watch Daredevil. You gotta watch Luke Cage. You gotta watch.
What's the one? There's a TV show. Trina was telling me about it with like the Punisher.
Yes.
I heard that was because I like him.
But this is the thing with Daredevil. All of these other characters and stuff, they slowly but surely come into play because I don't think folks realize like the last 2 seasons of Daredevil on Netflix. You know, you have more of those characters, like you have the Punisher that is in there, and so a lot of these characters that are from New York per se, he's had a lot of those individuals and stuff that were in this TV show and stuff, and I just like, from at least what I've been seeing from the trailers and stuff, that they actually have the Punisher in the MCU now.
Yeah.
Because Frank Castle, man, that guy, I mean, just being a veteran myself, man, you know, you could understand, you know, you got a group taking out your whole family and stuff. I mean, that guy is very strategic, but he's also driven too. You know, what drives him? Is it hate that drives him? The absence of his family or whatever, you know, it's like a lot of stuff drives him. But, hey, man, don't sleep on Daredevil. I'm telling you.
No, I bet it's fire. Have you watched The Walking Dead?
I can't get into it.
No, every time I see Frank, like the Punisher, for the first couple seasons, he's a very big role.
Okay.
In The Walking Dead. And it's kind of like a very similar role that he's playing in the MCU in the sense of like ex-military, guns, guarding the town, if you will. And where was I going with that? No, but he just fits that role very well. But it's like watching it, I just kept thinking of The Walking Dead, like whenever I see him.
Now, this is me. Anytime I see him, what I think about is it's a movie by Spike Lee where they got the pizza joint and stuff, and it's like Do the Right Thing. And I don't know if you know, he plays one of the sons of the guy that owns the pizza place that Spike Lee goes to get a slice of pizza. So I don't know if you knew that or not. Yeah, he's in that show as well. So that was my first time kind of seeing him.
And I remember he had a very big show that came out on Netflix earlier this year, the His and Hers.
I haven't seen
I haven't seen it. I tried watching the first episode, and I think that's the name of it. I tried to get into it, but I don't know. I just couldn't really. Not that it was bad. I know a lot of people liked it. It was on like the, you know, Netflix has like the top 10 shows list thing on there.
Yeah.
He was on there for quite a while, so I mean, it's.
I have to check it out, so that's probably another one. But with school starting back, man, I'm not gonna have too much time to be watching TV. I'm telling you, this summer, I just I don't want to say I disconnected or anything, but
you unplugged. You unplugged your phone and plugged in the TV.
I didn't necessarily unplug the phone because
you unplugged your life. You unplugged your life a little bit. You put some things aside, if you will.
I did because I just sat in the bed and I had one of those adjustable beds, so I lifted the thing up, sat up, got my coffee and stuff, went on, took care of business in the bathroom, come back, and I'm just sitting in that bed all day just binge watching shows.
I was about to ask you, are you in your bed watch TV movie type of person or in your living room watching TV?
I'm out on the patio with the cigar. With the cigar.
Stand up, get a little bored during the movie, start hitting putts on the putting green.
Yeah, because I do have that out on my...
I know.
Let me see what I got.
Check out the cut.
Ooh. That's my granddaughter. She like, ooh, Poppy. Yeah, you got me looking chiseled.
There we go.
Oh, yeah. Fire, man. Fire.
Perfect. Sweet.
As usual, man. That's what I come for.
Come on. He changed his schedule so he can come and be on the podcast today. Isn't that just so nice of Tony? Let's clap it up for Tony. Put applauding emojis in the comments. Just very nice of Tony to change up his schedule, just so that way he can get on the pod for myself and for y'all to listen to his.
Now check this out, you guys. We're gonna do this because this is one of my favorite people. I watch this podcast all the time. So we'll go ahead and give a shout out to Cam Newton. Okay, here we go. Look at that camera. Say one pinky.
One pinky.
Okay, look at that camera right there. One finger.
One finger.
One love.
Come on, there we go. There we go. Love. One love. I like that.
One love. One love. Let's get together and feel alright. Y'all take care.
Yes, thank you for watching.
We will see you guys later.
Come on, thank you for watching and listening to the You Can Tell Your Barber podcast. Catch you on the next one.
Peace.